is a hugely diverse business. It's not only commercial aerospace, but it's also our very important defence and space business. And there's opportunities in all parts of that great company that need investment. Nothing stands still. Just a couple of weeks ago, we announced a new Biz Lab, which we set up at Imperial University in London, which will help us tap into some of the entrepreneurial startup activities that are in that part of London. But also, there's a huge facility about to be opened in Farnborough, where we're doing our pseudo-satellite activity, and that investment continues to be unlocked. But again, nothing is a given. In the UK, we have to fight hard for every piece of investment. This can be particularly troubling when you've got issues such as Brexit on our plate. But I believe the UK industry and the Airbus part of that industry has a good foundation to continue to get that confidence and investment by our parent company. I mean, any companies in whatever sphere cannot ignore the opportunities available through better use of data. Airbus over the last several years has been really focusing on this. We call it digitisation. We estimate that only about 3% of the data that we own or have access to is actually used to help our customers, help our factories, help our suppliers, help our business to really develop. That's a huge opportunity, and there must be ways that we can reverse that. On our newest aircraft, the A350 aircraft, the wings of which are designed and built here in the UK, there are 400,000 parts of data that should be accessed and should be used in terms of do we have the best material flows? Do we know when the components are really working in terms of just-in-time delivery? So there's the ordering of components, which is where data can be used. But there's also the other end of the aircraft life in terms of its actual service, if we're talking about commercial aircraft, as part of an airline fleet. And there's a huge amount of flight information, flight data that can be readily accessed. So Airbus are working on that with a new project called Palantir. More information to be coming shortly, but there's iCloud-based tools that are being used to evaluate that data from the all-important flight information, working with our airline customers that we think can really change technology and actually then go back to the beginning of the story again when the parts are being manufactured in our facilities. I think use of data has to be handled carefully. It's really important in terms of communication and engagement to be used in the right way. And it's often felt that we don't make use of all the material we have at our fingertips. But this is where humans come in. Humans are the ones that can analyse and interpret the data and then use it. And conferences such as the one we're here at today, working with our supply chain, sharing best practice, is one of the ways that we can learn how other organisations use data and share it, and then help the supply chain, for example, know best use of materials, are the parts coming on time. And then actually let's also focus on the people side of things. There's no manufacturing that works if you don't have the people aligned. So there's lots and lots of opportunities for companies of any size to use more digital tools to ensure that employees and all important partners in the supply chain know what's important for the company. And the talk I'm going to be doing today is going to talk a little bit about that. So there's a pipeline there. There's a pipeline issue that needs to be perhaps pushed through a bit more quickly. We do have some top women in our business. Delighted that Grazia Vittandini has recently been appointed as our new CTO globally. She's on the main board of Airbus. Fantastic Italian-born engineer, and we're delighted that she's there. There are several in Airbus knocking on that glass ceiling, and there will be more, I'm sure. Ever since I've been at Airbus, I've been impressed by the level of skill sets that we have in our manufacturing and our engineering communities, and they include lots of great women and men. So I have confidence that in the future we'll see more and more. But I see it as one of my roles as a senior woman in the industry to help support that, push them a little bit more, and it's just encourage people to go into the industry. But I'm glad that your organisation are doing this activity, and there's a lot more to do.